What these eyes have seen, no boy should ever have to see. What hunger his belly has known, the lowest animal should never have to endure. Daniel Mayen will not, cannot forget what it was like when he was lost.
You want to look at these?
This man's name is Muwat. He lives in Everett, and his life is full and busy, with a wife named Grace and 3 children and a nephew living with them as well. He has a particular interest in Daniel Mayen's story. It has touched him and changed him. There were 12,000 of them, Daniel among them, walking through the deserts of war-ravaged Africa, their parents either dead or missing. They were refugees from the war in Sudan between North and South, Muslims and Christians. They were called the Lost Boys of Sudan. Theirs was an exodus of biblical proportions. When he can, Muwat sends money to South Sudan so that more children don't have to go through what Daniel Mayen went through.
It's difficult to block it out, to be honest with you.
Go!
At Linwood High School now, Daniel is on the track team. He works hard and tries to fit in.
Do students ask you? Do students want to know about this
stuff?
stuff?
Yeah, they want to know about this, and they ask me if I saw the dead body or whatever. So I told them I already saw 1,000 of them, not only one.
Muwat is haunted by Daniel Mayen's story. He can't escape it. He too is from South Sudan. He too is a member of the Dinka tribe.
It's a incredible piece of life that I have here compared to what it could have been if I were still back over there.
As he tends to his work, he thinks about Daniel.
And they came shooting us. They don't care. They just shoot everybody.
1,000 children were murdered in their sleep. Another 1,000 lost boys drowned trying to escape across the Gilo River. Finally, Daniel and the survivors reached a United Nations camp in a place called Kakuma.
You have to go like 3 days without eating anything, and maybe you're gonna eat today, and you go for 3 days, and then you eat another day, so you can go on.
So you would have 1 cup of corn for how many days?
For 15 days, that is 2 weeks.
See, I can't even believe that.
You can believe.
Look at Daniel's face. Look at the eyes, the markings. Look at Muwat. They are, you see, the same person. Muwat is Daniel.
It is absolutely 2 completely different lives.
We originally aired this story about him 18 years ago. Muwat went by Daniel then because he wanted to assimilate.
A long time.
It's been a long time, my friend.
We wanted to come back and meet him again to see what had become of the lost boy.
It almost feels to me like there's Muwat
And there's Daniel.
and there's Daniel.
Yeah, it's the same person.
After Linwood High, he went to Seattle Pacific and studied hard and kept going. He got his master's in engineering from WSU. He went back to Sudan and met Grace, and he brought her here, and they were married. To call it all a dream come true would be inaccurate, even naive. Children have dreams, but Muwat Mayen never had the luxury of being a child.
How could you have a dream when you barely don't even have a food to eat? How do you dream about doing something important in your life?
18 years ago when we talked, I asked him about being saved and brought to America.
Because when I found everything, they say made in America, made in America. So I say I want to go where people made all these things.
And isn't life funny? Now he is one of the people making all these things, big things, like 787 Dreamliners. He was recently promoted to senior manager at Boeing.
So my current job is to build this airplane on time, get all the parts here, build it on time, roll it out at this factory. That's what I do on a daily basis. Sometimes I reflect back and I just can't believe it happened that way. I'm one of the lost boys of Sudan.
When the people at Boeing had a centennial celebration and they were looking for someone to inspire the workers.
When I was 4 years old, I was separated by a civil war from my parents.
They asked Muwat Mayen to stand up and talk about his journey.
I walked miles after miles looking for safety.
And he talked about what it was like when he had nothing in this world except desire.
So I went to school when I could, and I learned English when I could. That paved my way.
Do you think about it?
All the time.
What do you think about the most?
I think about, it's all about my family right now, the children. If they're not gonna go through what I went through, they will have a better life.
His children will never know hunger. Their hearts will never know terror. But of course their father, Muwat, a boy who was lost and then found, has seen enough for all of them.
I hope they will learn from what I had gone through. It's a history that's not gonna disappear. So they will take that and they will improve their life with that story.